Kevin Durant and LeBron can take 2-year deals. Aaron Rodgers, Ben Roethlisberger, Adrian Peterson in his prime can't. Why? Man, because in 2 years of the NFL, you could be out of the league. It's too violent. It's too physical. Takes too much of a toll. You don't know. One hit in your career could be over, Terrell Davis. So LeBron can sign a 2-year deal and go, and my market value is still going to be huge, the same as where it is in 2 years. I know my body, and unless a freak injury happens, I'll get my money. But if you're an NFL player, say you're Derek Carr, you feel like you've got a really good long career, but you can't afford to take a 2-year deal right now. You got to get paid. You could have 5 guaranteed years or the equivalent of 5 years than whatever that is guaranteed on the front end. You got to get paid now because you don't know. ACL tear here, shoulder injury there, a knee here. Forget it. You're never the same. So you can't afford to do that in the NFL, and that's also why they'll never strike. You have a very finite amount of years to earn. In the NBA, that window is way bigger. And here's the deal, and this is why this is finally bothering NFL players. Baseball was always the head of the pack financially, always. When you look at the first $1 million contract, that was Nolan Ryan, gosh, I want to say 79, something like that. I mean, so you're talking about nearly 40 years ago, you had your first $1 million man in baseball. It took 20 more years to get $1 million man in football. So football's never been like, we should make more money than baseball. That was Nolan Ryan, 1980. Basketball, though, has only recently become this financial windfall because the television money went big time. And as I was just saying in the first segment, the popularity of the NBA has skyrocketed recently. So the NBA has capitalized with its most recent television deal, which is a total monster for Turner and ESPN, which rose the cap an incredible percentage, and now everybody is getting rich. I mean, stinking rich, to where now the NBA salaries are higher than baseball. So the NFL is now the third most best paid, I should say, sport. I mean, Steph Curry's making $40 million a year. There's nobody in baseball making $40 million a year. Think about that. Steph Curry and now James Harden make more than anybody else in baseball. And so the NFL's looking around going, gosh, now we're number 3. But basketball's also got fewer players to spend money on. In the NFL, you've got to flesh out a roster of a minimum of 45 people. You can pay Derek Carr a ton of cash, everything you've got in the bank. But if you've got no offensive line and no wide receivers for him and no defense, you're cooked. In the NBA, you will spend everything, every red cent you have on LeBron or Kevin Durant or James Harden or whatever, and you are hoping that just by virtue of having that guy, your livelihood changes. So here is the bottom line. The NFL ain't striking ever again. Never happening in our lifetime. Too much money is at stake that they would lose. Number 2, this is the new reality of the NBA because of their popularity. And number 3, you can't catch the NBA now that they're on even playing ground with Major League Baseball and the NFL because they pay way fewer players. So the NFL players are going to have to grin and bear it, man, and realize you're doing pretty well. You're doing really well. But it's just not as well as baseball or basketball with guaranteed contracts. You guys still don't have those, and you won't have the singular salaries that they do.